I'll change another video. I just want to stop it, pause it. I guess I hit the wrong button. I should hit the button down here maybe to pause.
Right now.
I would say so. You hit the record button, stop the slide.
Hit that button, it stops.
black
Oh, that is a second ago.
We'll confirm that in a little bit. The rest of these faders are going to be as labeled up here. So we've got some effects returns, we've got some groups, we've got effects sends, we've got your mix outputs, and then some matrix outputs. For the most part, you don't have to worry about any of that.
Okay.
Okay? We're going to be covering a little bit more later.
Okay, so maybe this is taking us on a tangent. You mentioned stereo. When the guy was in here on the weekend or on Sunday, he was fooling with this pan because he saw those two speakers up there and he thought, okay, this can be in stereo. And I think he wanted to record in stereo, but he couldn't figure out how to do it. Is that possible?
The audio system as installed in here is a mono system.
Okay, that's kind of what I thought. You know, one speaker, it's really that one.
Yep.
It is coming out of the left output, is feeding all of your main speakers. Okay, so if you pan off to the right side, you're not going to hear anything in the main.
Yeah, that's exactly what he observed.
Good for him.
Experienced. And then he asked me, and I said, well, I don't think so. As far as I know, it's all
Mono.
mono.
It is a mono system.
Okay.
Going to a stereo system requires a significantly different design in loudspeakers and a lot more money.
Multiply by 2 or 3.
Or 3.
Mono is 1, stereo is 2, so it should only be multiplied by 2.
Well,
There's issues with that.
More work.
And there's, yes. So anyway,
Okay.
so yeah, we'll talk about the pan button in a little bit. There is a third layer here, and that is if you push both buttons at the same time, you get a custom layer. I only tell you this so that in case you see the green button here, you know where you are. This is a layer that you can customize in the menu. We're not going to cover that today, but you can customize
Then
that
save it?
layer to so if you wanted some masters on here and some matrices and then a few inputs, you could customize this.
Okay.
I'm not going to cover that today. It's just suffice it to say that it is doable. For the most part, you want to stay
Right.
on layer 1.
For sure.
Okay?
Now, why are these sliders automatically moving up when there's no inputs down there? Is there a reason
This
for
is
that?
probably still a setting from your concert this past weekend.
Okay, fair
Okay?
enough.
So he probably
All right,
just
that
pushed
makes
them up
sense.
and just
Sure.
didn't
Okay.
push them down. We'll do that.
So it saves whatever was there last?
Normally.
It will remember where the fader was.
Okay.
Yeah.
So wherever it was when you turn it off, that's what it'll go to next time.
That is correct.
That's
Okay.
correct, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay? Now, this fader over here is your master fader.
Okay.
And it will be, it and all of these faders will be determined by what you're actually looking at. So right now we've got the left and right pushed. So all of these faders and the left and right master will make adjustments going through the house system. Okay? When you plug in a monitor onto auxiliary 1
Right.
or mix 1 output of your stage box, okay? Then to adjust that, you press monitor 1.
Then you can,
So
special
now,
blend into that monitor?
now all of these faders, instead of sending a signal to the house, are adjusting what's going to that monitor.
Okay. Yep.
Okay, these are set to pre-fader, so you can make all the adjustments here.
Right.
And when you go back to your house and you continue to make adjustments, it's not going to affect what's going to the monitor.
right.
Performers generally don't like their mixes changing halfway through a service.
Not usually.
So once you set it
It was
with that,
perfect. Why
you
did
don't,
you
that's
touch
the only
it?
thing
Well,
going to the
you-
monitor.
once the
Then
monitor's
you
set,
turn
you don't
that
wanna mess
off.
with
Now you're
that.
gonna adjust
Causes-
everything and it doesn't change the monitor. The monitor will be the same level.
That's right. This monitor will stay exactly the
Yeah, they're
same.
independent, so,
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we can see the faders are moving back and forth
Yep.
there.
Okay.
Okay?
just like a computer screen.
Same thing, same thing with monitor 2.
Same
Okay.
deal.
So you've got 2, so if you
Monitors,
plug your monitors into mix
and two.
1 and 2, then that'll be,
Now, we can add additional monitors on 3 and 4, right?
you could if you wanted to.
Okay,
If
just-
you had a,
yeah, if we had
a
additional-
powered monitor,
Yeah, okay.
you can plug it into there.
Okay, fair enough.
If you have a non-powered one that doesn't have an amplifier built in, it's not gonna work.
No, of course not.
You need an
Okay.
amplifier. So 5, 6, and 7 and 8, those are for the choir speaker
Mm-hmm.
and for your record.
Right.
So when you're using this console, your recording and stuff settings from there don't apply.
Don't apply, of
You
course
have to
not.
go from here.
Right.
Okay.
So, and the recording setting's the same sort of concept as the monitor? I can
Yes.
mix it any way I want?
Exactly.
Okay,
Put the headphones on and mix it.
okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the choir speaker is
Yeah.
separate from what's happening in the main house.
Yeah.
So this is why it's important prior to a service or prior to a concert to be able to spend some time with your vocalist, with your choir,
Yeah.
getting the settings set for
Mm-hmm.
them, and then during the service, you can worry about what's here and there, because you can't hear what's happening on the stage
No,
from
you
up
can't.
here.
No.
You have no idea what's happening up there.
Now, if we plug the headphones in and we go to choir, should we not hear
You can.
Hear
you
what the
can,
choir's hearing?
You can go to that choir, you can press the PFL button, and you
Right.
can hear in your headphones what is happening. You do have to change your headphones from where they're plugged in now to that
up
jack there.
Okay.
And
Yeah,
then
that makes sense.
there's a volume
Yeah.
control just below
Yeah.
it. Are you getting all this, Luke?
Yep.
Okay,
Yep.
good.
7 minutes. Well, that's the second one. The first one was 3 minutes.
So we go back to left, right.
So we're going to go back to the left, right there. Now, on your old console, you had individual strips for all of your inputs. You had the gain, and then you probably had some tone controls,
EQ,
and then some
yeah.
auxiliaries, and a pan knob. Those were all for individual channels. This console has all of those controls, but it's all up here or on the touchscreen.
Okay.
How do you adjust that? First of all, you need to select
The
a particular channel.
Okay.
So as soon as you select a channel, if you go up here and hit processing,
Ah, nice.
this will show you what the adjustments are for this particular channel. Up here in the top left corner, you see it's channel 1,
Right.
just to confirm things. If I go to channel 2 and 3, so you
Yeah, the
can
gains are all different there.
you can see that.
Yeah, that's,
The,
would that be left over from what he did on Sunday?
obviously.
Yeah,
Exactly.
because I was amazed that his fingers were flying over this thing, and he was here and adjusting all of those.
Yeah.
Okay. So one thing I did notice was his pan continued to, whoops, I pressed the wrong button here. It moves all over the place. So we're going to zero that
Yeah, put it back
a little
to
bit
0.
later. So so when we press the select button, all of these knobs up here are now active for that particular
Yeah,
channel.
Correct, yeah.
So we've got a gain knob here. That's your gain or your trim knob from your other console. So to set that, I'm going to use this as an example. Check, check. This is red. So we see a signal coming in. We press select. We'll leave that down for now.
Okay.
We can see the input level coming
Right.
in here. You can also press the PFL button and see it coming up here. The PFL button does a couple of different things. One is it shows you the levels, the input levels before the fader of what that is. The other thing is you can hear in your headphones just that channel, nothing else.
Okay.
Okay, so it's handy if you need to try and isolate a particular input. You know John is singing up there, but you don't know which mic he's on, so you can PFL
You can find
quickly
him.
and find him.
Okay.
How do you set the input gain? I would have the person that's going to be using the microphone to use it the way that they're going to, whether they're singing or talking, and then with this fader down, even with the channel muted, we can adjust this gain up and down, and I'm turning it down, and now I'm turning it up. Check, check, check. 1, 2. And you want to have it so that the input meters that are shown here or on there, this is just 3 LEDs, are peaking somewhere around the 0 mark. That is a good setting. If you see it up in the red, you're going to be clipping, and that's not a good thing. If you're seeing it barely coming on, you're not getting very good signal to noise ratio. So if we get it up to somewhere around the 0 mark, if it goes up a little bit beyond that, that's fine. And that also allows you to adjust the fader. You want to have the faders at or around the 0 mark as the ideal setting. So once you have the input gain set to where you think you need it, then I usually have one finger on the fader and one finger on the gain knob,
To balance
and I'll slowly bring this up. And if I get it up to around the 0 mark and it's too loud, then I'll bring this gain knob down just a little bit, just to get it set right. Once you have the gain knob set for that particular channel, then you should be able to just forget it.
Should be, yeah.
Okay?
Unless they
Change
hand
mics.
microphones to other
Well,
people.
they do that.
Oh, yeah, they do.
Well-
Then you grab the slider and try to save the day.
Yeah, yep. And that's
Here
why
we go
it's,
0 real quick.
Roll the 0.
that's why it's a good idea to test it out beforehand,
sure.
so that and so that everybody who's using a microphone during a service knows what microphone they're going to grab.
Yeah, see, when we did Joseph here, there
So
was potpourri as far as microphones went.
it's a sound man's nightmare to do
you
that,
have to be on
but
top of
you
your
have to
game,
be on
yeah.
top of it.
Yeah.
Take notes and whatnot. Just know that. This little knob, or this little button just above the gain knob, this is a button that you shouldn't push.
Okay.
Don't push.
If you push it, what it's actually doing, see, we've lost the signal here. It's actually now,
Reading somewhere else.
it's now taking this signal, this channel is now
Right.
taking its signal from the USB key, which nothing is plugged into.
That's a little-
So there have been numerous times where we've gotten calls and said, this channel is not working. And we say, check the button above the gain knob. And they go, oh, that's why it's not working.
So you can do that per channel.
You can do that per channel, yes. So just be aware, that's a killer knob. Or a
So
killer
what
button.
happens if you push that on now? Now we go to this channel, right? Now that's off. You
Yeah.
see, you don't know that that's on.
You don't know
until
that's
you go
on.
back to the.
Yeah, that's what I
That's what I
was-
wanted to check.
Yes, I'm still PFL'd here,
Okay.
but I'm got nothing coming in because I've got nothing plugged in there.
Yes.
Okay,
Makes sense.
so
Now you go back to it, then the light should be back on.
Now,
That's
what
how you
would
gotta
that
check
be
it.
used for? To
if you're playing back from a
the
USB
stick?
key, yes,
Yeah, okay.
you can plug in a USB key
key,
with.
and then play it back from there.
Yeah.
And where would you control it? Like the volume?
It's
and
on
stuff?
the the volume.